This situation involving Liv Morgan is absolutely terrifying, and when you actually read the court reports and FBI documents, it becomes even more disturbing. That's exactly what we're diving into today, because Liv Morgan, one of WWE's most beloved stars, known for her infectious charisma and deep connection with fans, recently found herself at the center of a real-life nightmare, one that ended with a man behind bars. Now, you might assume this is just another case of a fan crossing a line, maybe someone being a little too obsessed, a little too pushy, but this goes far beyond that. This crossed legal and moral boundaries in a chilling way, and the details will leave you questioning how WWE protects its talent. The heart of the story is an unsealed FBI affidavit. And let's be clear, this isn't just some rumor or online speculation. This is a full legal document detailing a harrowing chain of events. The affidavit outlines the case against a 41-year-old man named Sha Chen, who hails from Ontario, Canada. The timeline begins on May 26, when Chen boarded a flight from Canada to Orlando, Florida. Just 4 days later, on May 31st, surveillance footage captured him attempting to enter Liv Morgan's private residence. Think about that. Not a WWE venue, not a public event, her actual home. Security footage allegedly shows Chen wandering around the property, repeatedly trying the front door handle, and even looking for a spare key. This wasn't a quick drive-by or someone taking a selfie outside a celebrity's house. This was a prolonged attempt to gain access. The affidavit also says Chen found an air rifle, yes, a real weapon, albeit a BB gun, left on the porch and picked it up. For context, this particular air rifle was capable of firing metal pellets at speeds of up to 600 feet per second. That's not something you want in the hands of someone who's already shown unstable behavior. After spending more than 2 hours on the property, Chen left a handwritten note near the front door. In it, he identified himself by name, left his contact information, and claimed, "I came here to pay, just a friendly visit, nothing more," which is one of the most alarming parts of the whole situation. Because what kind of person considers traveling internationally to a stranger's house, attempting entry, and holding a weapon as a friendly visit? But it doesn't end there. On June 3rd, just a few days after the house incident, Chen appeared again, this time at the WWE Performance Center, where Morgan was scheduled for an NXT event. That's not a coincidence. That's tracking someone's professional movements, showing up uninvited and unannounced, and that's stalking. Luckily, security had been warned by this point. Footage from the facility reportedly confirmed that it was the same man. Security contacted authorities immediately, and he was taken into custody without incident. When law enforcement searched him, they reportedly found 2 bottles of liquid in his possession. Chen claimed these were medications, one specifically for treating injuries such as bleeding. That detail, though small, adds another deeply unsettling layer to this story. If he came prepared to handle injuries, what exactly did he think was going to happen? Liv Morgan told police she had no idea who this man was. She'd never met him, had no relationship or connection to him whatsoever. And now, Sha Chen is facing a federal charge, specifically 1 count of interstate domestic violence. He is scheduled to appear in federal court in Orlando on July 18th. This entire ordeal speaks to a much larger issue that WWE and celebrity culture in general has been grappling with for years: the dangerous boundary between fan admiration and personal obsession. While many people see these superstars as larger than life, it's easy to forget they're just human beings, living real lives. Liv Morgan should be able to go home, unwind, feel safe. Instead, she found herself the target of an individual who believed he had the right to invade that space. And sadly, this isn't a one-off situation. There have been countless incidents over the years involving WWE talent and obsessed fans, male or female. No one is exempt. Take The Undertaker, for example. He once shared a story on his podcast about a man walking straight up his long driveway in Texas to reach his house. When Taker asked him what he was doing, the man casually said he just wanted to talk. That's how normalized this behavior has become for some people. They don't even realize how terrifying it is. Or look at John Cena. He talked about a time when he and his wife were being followed in a car. Cena eventually pulled over, only to have the fan ask for an autograph. John, in classic fashion, calmly explained that this was not the way to go about it. But again, why are these situations happening in the first place? The most extreme example remains the Sonya Deville home invasion incident from a few years back. That situation involved a man breaking into her home with the intent to kidnap her. It's not something you can write off as an isolated event. There's a clear pattern of behavior here, and it's not being properly addressed. And here's the hard truth: when it comes to female talent, the frequency and severity of these incidents seem to increase. That's not to say male superstars aren't targeted too, they are, but the pattern with female stars is especially disturbing. These women are professional athletes, they're entertainers, they're public figures, but they're also often objectified, fetishized, and made to feel unsafe in their own lives. That's why WWE needs to take a long, hard look at how it supports and protects its roster. For years, WWE has operated under a business model that treats its talent as independent contractors. That means they're responsible for their own travel, their own lodging, their own safety. It might have made sense decades ago, but not in today's world. Not when fans have GPS, social media, and access to real-time flight info. These are celebrities, they're athletes, they're assets to a billion-dollar company, so why aren't they being treated that way? There should be a serious conversation within WWE and TKO about implementing mandatory security protocols, especially for female talent. Imagine this: the company books the flights, arranges for secure transportation, ensures everyone stays at the same hotel, and provides gym access at a specific time. It becomes a systemized way to ensure the safety of the people who drive the brand forward, not just for PR purposes, but because it's the right thing to do. And yes, people will argue, but the cost? WWE and TKO bring in millions upon millions of dollars. They can afford to absorb the cost of a travel and security overhaul if it means protecting their talent. Not to mention, the optics of it are great. It shows you care. It shows responsibility. It builds trust with your audience and respect within your workforce. But sadly, change in this industry often only comes after tragedy. It shouldn't take a worst-case scenario for policy to evolve. Just like the concussion protocol didn't become a priority until after lawsuits and negative press forced it, wrestler safety off the clock won't be taken seriously until something truly horrific happens. That's what makes this Liv Morgan situation so troubling. It feels like a warning shot, a red flag being waved in plain sight. Will WWE and TKO take it seriously, or will they wait for something worse to occur? Even if this exact scenario never happens again, the next one might be worse. And what's the solution then? Do we just keep hoping these stalkers get caught in time? Do we cross our fingers and hope the next fan with a weapon is just there for a friendly visit? WWE has changed the game before. They've set the industry standard. Maybe this is the next evolution, treating their talent like the stars they are, ensuring their safety as part of the package, not as an optional bonus. Liv Morgan didn't ask for any of this. She's just doing her job, entertaining fans, and trying to live a normal life in between. And yet, she's now part of a growing list of stars who've had to live through a nightmare. The least WWE can do is ensure it doesn't happen again. So what do you think? Should WWE start covering travel and security for all talent? Should female wrestlers be given additional protection? Or is this just an unfortunate part of fame that can't be controlled? Let us know in the comments.